Hello everyone, my name is Durga Prasad Yadav. I am AWS certified trainer and instructor. In this video, we'll be discussing about why should we select AWS as a career option. In this, we'll be discussing about certain career opportunities with respect to cloud computing. We'll go through the 10 important points which we need to understand whenever we are trying to transform, whenever we are trying to build our career in cloud computing. The first thing we need to understand whether it is easy to start career in AWS. It's literally easy to start career in AWS. Why? Because it does not require coding, it does not require any kind of technical skill before entering into the AWS. When it comes to understand the concept of AWS, we will be going through companies using AWS services or the company who is using AWS. We'll see certain easy transformation, how companies are transforming themselves from non-cloud environment or on-premises to cloud. We'll try to find out certain companies. They do have some output when they have migrated, they have transformed their entire business from on-premises to cloud. We will be checking out under the cloud value benchmarking, and then we'll try to understand why we are talking about AWS, why people are using AWS just because of its architecture. We'll see some career opportunities in AWS. We'll go through some companies which are having certain kind of roles, some kind of openings in their organization, what kind of certifications we do have in AWS, what is AWS, and we will be going through the salary hike in AWS. Once we are learning the AWS, after completing the AWS, there are a good growth in salary. So this video is completely based on career opportunities in AWS. We'll start from here. Why should we learn AWS? So we can see there are a lot of big companies which are big spenders of AWS. We can see the names like Netflix, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, Turner Broadcasting, BBC, Baidu, ESPN, Adobe, and Twitter. So they are investing some amounts which has been given here. We will be able to see here this is only the top big spenders of AWS. There are a lot of companies, they are spending a lot for purchasing the services from AWS, either it's a platform services or software as a services. We will be able to see now like some other companies which can come under the fortune level companies like your Adobe, Airbnb, McDonald's, Netflix, Trust, Pfizer, Philips. There are a lot of companies which are using AWS services. Now we'll try to understand why these companies are using AWS services, whether it's easy to accept AWS. So of course it is easy. Why? Because let's say whenever we are going to transform our entire business from on premises or from non-cloud to cloud, so cloud used to provide, or AWS used to provide, a kind of cloud adoption framework model. By following that framework model, it used to be easy to transform our entire business, either uh, any domains we can keep, let's see, technology, process, organization, product, any transformation domains, we will be able to transform from on premises to cloud using all the capabilities like business, people, governance, platform security, and operations to produce a good uh, outcomes. Are we can call like to produce good business, reduce business risk, which will improve your environmental social governance. You will grow in your revenue. It will also increase operational efficiency. It is telling us whenever any company will select AWS as their platform, so it used to be very easy into the transformation. There are some companies they have transformed themselves from on premises to cloud, which is of AWS. So we can see here like General Electric is a company. Initially they were having data center almost 34. Now they have migrated to AWS and they are now managing only 4 data center. The next example is of TLG Aerospace. So they are going to save the cost approximate 75%. Like the same we do have AGC, they are going to save or optimize the cost 40%. So there are a lot of companies we can get into the cloud value benchmarking of AWS to understand when any company is selecting AWS, so how much profits they are getting when they are using the AWS services rather than keeping their own corporate data center. We'll see the career opportunities in AWS. Before it, we'll try to understand what is AWS. So AWS is a cloud service provider which used to provide the services for companies, for users, services like your infrastructure, services like your platform, services like software. These all three are easy to access under AWS and it has been given for companies and individual also. As per the analysis, AWS alone cover one third of the current cloud market share with 32.4%, and other companies like your Google Cloud, Azure, they are covering approximate 6% and 17.6% respectively. Like the same, when companies are adopting AWS, so they are getting some solutions, are they are getting some best performance. So we do have a well architectured framework which gives us a confidence, to select, to optimize the services of AWS. We can get the confidence on security, reliability, performance, cost and operational efficiency. We will be getting these solutions once we are going to select the AWS as our platform. Now we'll be talking about certain openings which are available here. There is This is the report completely. It's based on January 2022, based on LinkedIn requirements. These are the top employers with open cloud positions. Like we do have AWS, Deloitte, Proficient, VMware, and Salesforce. These are the companies they are hiring for AWS cloud experts. And we can find out certain job opening based on the industry here also. Let's say we do have AWS, it's a technology, it is having approximate opening. It was like having 2158. Deloitte, Proficient, VMware, Accenture, there are a lot of companies they are hiring for cloud, specifically when we talk about the AWS. Deloitte was hiring for multiple roles, which we can see here: cloud developer, cloud native engineer, cloud native architect, Google Cloud Architect, cloud implementation engineer. And the opening was approximate 2152, nearby in 2022 approximate. We are getting some certifications also from the AWS whenever we are clearing up the exam. So we do have certain levels of certification. Like foundational level, we do have AWS cloud practitioner. Whenever we need to enter into the AWS, we can select this certification, which is cloud practitioner level certification. Then we do have associate level certifications in AWS, like your solution architect, CSOPs administrator, developer. The professional level certifications we do have also here, like solution architect professional, DevOps engineer professionals. If you need to be expert in certain domains, like in your networking, we do have another certification called advanced networking expert. In AWS big data speciality, we do have security speciality, machine learning speciality, Alexa skill builder specialities are available in speciality certifications of AWS to achieve good salary, good mark in company. We'll now discuss some of average salary of AWS certified engineer. So let's say if you are starting with the AWS cloud practitioner, so you will be able to get approximately 89,643 US dollar per year salary. Approximate, it is not going to be the exact, it will be somewhere around 82, 89 to 90,000 dollar per year. So we do have a list here. As we can see, there are a lot of certifications of AWS we do have, and then average salary we have added here into this slide. Some companies are there who is giving good salary to AWS solution architects, like we can see Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, Red Hat, Ericsson, Capgemini, Cognizant, and TCS. We have mentioned here the salary. So this was the demo by which we are trying to understand whether whenever we are optimizing or whenever we are learning AWS, so whether it's a good decision or not. So I I try to explain from my end. Now it's up to you. You can have certain research from your end, and you can come on a decision whether you have to learn AWS, you have to start your career in AWS or not. From my side, thank you very much and good luck to you.